Okay, get this. Finally kiss your soulmate, like for real. All your memories come back like a boomerang, like bam, bam. Best line ever.
That wasn't in the book. That was from a barely literate online review, likely typed with Cheeto dust. Covered fingers. Can we please maintain a shred of intellectual dignity?
Dignity is overrated. Like remembering your dead husband, whose spoiler alert was apparently a total psycho. Welcome back to Heartbook Radio, the only book show that matters.
Today, we're dissecting Emma Gray's Pictures of You, a novel that posits amnesia as a viable relationship reset button. Evie wakes up after a car crash, husband dead, 13 years of memory gone. She thinks she's 16 again.
Yeah, and her dead hubby Oliver. Turns out he was the king of gaslighting. Good riddance via head trauma, I say. It's like the universe gave her a get out of jail free card, only the jail was her marriage, and the card was a concussion.
While the exploration of coercive control is pertinent, the premise strains credulity, and honestly, your glee is unsettling. This isn't like when you defended that ridiculous, sparkly vampire nonsense.
Hey, Midnight Sun was a misunderstood masterpiece, unlike your beloved existentialist doorstops. Anyway, Evie. So she's basically 16 in a 29-year-old body, totally isolated because Oliver the Terrible drove everyone away. How does that even happen? Was she just a complete doormat?
One could argue Oliver exhibited classic narcissistic traits, systematically isolating Evie to exert maximum control. It's a recognized pattern of psychological abuse, not simply being a doormat. He likely preyed on insecurities, manipulated her perception of reality.
Blah blah blah, he psychobabble. He sounds like my ex-neighbor Gary who kept borrowing my recycling bin and insisting it was his. Total gaslighting. Did Oliver steal bins? Does the book mention bins?
No. The book does not meticulously catalog Oliver's relationship with municipal waste disposal. It focuses on the emotional devastation, the subtle ways he undermined her confidence, her relationships, like with her best friend, Bree. Quote, boundaries are something you put around yourself. When someone else puts them around you, it's called a prison. Apparently comes from Bree.
Ooh, prison, see. Told you he was bad, so Oliver's dead, Evie's got baby brain, and who waltzes back in? Drew, high school crush, conveniently single, looking like snack, ready to help her remember. Right, more like help her forget Oliver ever existed and jump my bones.
Drew represents the path not taken, a symbol of her Oliver identity. He provides a connection to the self she lost. It's a common trope, the steadfast friend offering redemption, and
Oh, please. He was totally waiting in the wings. Probably had a countdown clock for Oliver's demise. Ain't Drew. Giving up everything. What's his damage? Nobody's that nice unless they're hiding something. Or they want something. Probably sex. Does the book even mention sex? Or is it all meaningful glances and hand-holding?
it's characterized as a closed door romance, focusing on the emotional connection rather than explicit detail.
Cowards. Give the people what they want. Anyway, who cares about Drew's noble act when there's a murder? Did you see that? Some reviews mentioned a random murder twist. Did she kill Oliver and forget? Did Drew the nice guy do it? Now that's interesting.
That particular element, yes, it arrives rather abruptly. Some critics found it jarring, a sudden lurch into thriller territory that felt tonally inconsistent with the established domestic drama.
Inconsistent. It's the best part. Finally, some action. Forget the luminescent feelings, whatever that means. Give me motive. Means opportunity said it. This one of me screaming multiple times at the revelations. See? Screaming, not sighing over metaphors.
The intensity of reader reaction is notable. Sucker punch me in the throat with feels. One apparently wrote, it speaks to the visceral connection people felt to Evie's plight, however contrived the setup.
Contrived? It's genius. Imagine waking up and your trash husband is just gone. And you don't even feel bad because you don't remember him. It's wish fulfillment. I wish I had amnesia about Gary and the bin incident.
Comparing profound psychological trauma and grief to a squabble over refused collection is reductive. The book attempts, albeit clumsily, to grapple with the complexities of memory, identity, and recovery from abuse. The amnesia is a narrative device, a catalyst.
A lazy plot device, but also kind of brilliant. Okay. Fake listener email, Brenda from Boys asks, is Drew hot enough to justify potential grave, robbing and swooping in on a brain-damaged widow? What do you think?
That's an appalling question. We're discussing trauma, not evaluating romantic eligibility based on perceived attractiveness immediately post-bereavement. The ethical implications of Drew's involvement are certainly debatable, regardless of his physical attributes.
Fine. So, is the book any good or just trauma porn bingo? You defend the abuse stuff but hate the amnesia. I think the amnesia is great but hate the door cowardice. But wait, maybe Drew did kill Oliver. To get him out of the way for Evie. Okay. Now that makes him way hotter. Problematic but hotter.
Please stop trying to sexualize potential homicide. The book's merit lies in its depiction of insidious control. Even if the framework is pure melodrama, the ending felt rushed to some, the twist unearned to others.
But did they kiss, and did the memories come back like a boomerang? Bam.
The resolution involves a degree of heightened emotionality, let's say.
Okay, rating time. I give pictures of you at out of 10 conveniently timed car crashes. It's messy. It's ridiculous. The romance is drier than my apartment radiator. But the dead psycho husband and potential murder? Chef's kiss.
Despite the narrative contrivances and the rather jarring tonal shift, the exploration of psychological manipulation warrants consideration. However, the reliance on soap opera tropes cannot be ignored. I award it 3 out of 5 questionable life choices.
Ooh, harsh 3 choices. Like marrying Oliver, trusting Drew, and wearing whatever she wore in 2009. Brutal.
It's a nuance rating reflecting... Oh, never mind.
All right, folks. That's all the trauma we have time for today. Tune in next week when we tackle the literary event of the season. My roommate is a sentient mold colony and we're in love.
Must we?
You betcha. Don't forget us. Or do. Maybe you'll wake up thinking it's 2005 could be fun.